Majestic, that's what I feel. When we look at this panorama, at this moor, at the glowing moor. Welcome to Pillars of Eternity in the White March. We have found the White Forge. This is its dragon moor. This is the remains of its guardians. And this is a strange Ardra pillar, which we can, it seems, talk to.
Stop, marauder! Our bodies are dust already. Must you profane holy ground with further violence?
Flames roar and whip from within the forge. As they rise, their glow washes the room in a gory crimson light.
Did the height of our walls offend you? Did we cross your borders? Sail you weak steel? Tell us, why did you invade our fortress?
Well, the front door was open behind the anger, and through the roaring flames you hear the voice of a tired old man. Yeah, I think there's a misunderstanding. This place is abandoned, Mr. Exandru.
No, that cannot be. Abidon wouldn't allow it.
With all his great guides, he probably should have had more than guides. The flames flicker and shudder, and the stones beneath your feet grow suddenly cold.
Wake up, Exandru! This is why Abidon gave us the White Forge, that we might take up arms and deal with villains like this.
Heat surges once again from the forge, prickling your skin.
Such a magnificent device, and she can only see it as a tool for war. She shames our grandparents, who wandered this continent and...
Quiet, both of you! Can't you feel it? This chill. This silence.
The fires crackle and snap.
But you entered our keep and found it abandoned. Ruined. What happened to us?
His question drifts from the mouth of the White Forge, wreathing you like a cloud of smoke. I was hoping you could tell me. What do you remember? We just found remnants of terrible accidents, of terrible wars, of terrible fightings. Nothing else.
It was strange. They came so suddenly.
I'd never seen anything like them. Twice the size of any ogre, and positively fearless. They were...
eyeless. Yet no matter how hard we fought, or how deep we hid, they kept coming for us.
What were they?
Some kind of magfolk, but bigger than any we knew of. We who survived never got close.
They were relentless. Unnaturally so.
And why did they attack you? They didn't stop to explain themselves, yet I wondered at what monstrous wilder might survive in a place like this.
We should have taken our steel and pushed east.
What's to say they didn't come from the east? From the lands Maroon so coveted?
It was a punishment for taking this gift of Abidon, the White Forge, and squandering it on our greed and vanity.
The other voices say nothing, but you feel their doubt and dissent in the stifling heat of the forge. Go on.
We retreated until there was no place left to go. Until those of us who remained were here.
Here, with the salvation Abidon had left us.
And what was this salvation?
The White Forge. With it, our smiths pulled the souls from our bodies and preserved them in the very stones of Durgan's battery.
It was agony. Feeling your soul ripped from your flesh. Feeling every part of you torn asunder. but it saved us.
Imprisoned us.
It was Abidan's grace. Now, we inhabit the monument our people built to the White Forge.
Maybe they are powering Abidan with the White Forge then, with their souls. What does this have to do with Abidan?
The White Forge belongs to Abidan, of course. It is here that he built his own body.
Aha.
And whether he found this place or created it, it's a truly remarkable smithing.
We Pagrunin are wanderers by nature. But it was Abidan's call that led our forefathers here after generations spent along the Pearl Coast and Air Glonfath.
So the old stories say. Then again, I can't see any other reason our grandfathers would have stayed here when greener lands lay east.
And how does this White Forge work then?
Its fires have been blessed by Abidan. They're fed by Aora's molten heartbeat and veined with Audra that runs to the center of the world.
What a blessing, stealing your souls.
Which explains their conductive power. See, these Audra veins allowed us to siphon essence into steel as we shaped it.
And that essence, the extraordinary heat of the forge, and our smith's skill is what made Durgan's steel so remarkable.
So it's dead weapons. I see. And now you're here in Durgan's battery.
Stuck here, you mean? With all the others who sought to escape the Eyeless.
The Eyeless. Staying in one place like this would never suit me. Yeah, that's what we can say as we're a drifter. Let's try that out. It's also true, it would make one crazy. Not me myself, the Let's Player. I would be perfectly fine with that. Maybe not perfectly fine, but I would be fine. But Kevava, he would be going mad. Staying in one place like this would never suit me.
Had we thought longer on the fate that awaited us, we might have chosen quick death to this slow agony.
Blasphemy! There's no greater honor than remaining here, watching over the White Forge.
You think so?
I only wish we could protect this humble monument better.
Or do something. Anything. We were once among the greatest smiths in the known world. Tell me, do Kith still speak of us?
Yeah, I mean, they speak of them. Yes, and highly. You're still regarded as mastersmiths.
That is good to know. It's only a shame that this legacy is nothing but a memory.
The White Forge radiates gentle warmth.
Is this why you braved the restless souls of Durgan's battery? To recover the process of Durgan's steel?
Well, I'm hunting a group called the Leaden Key, and they were seeking a way into the battery. At this admission, you feel a softening in the essence of the Pagrunin. In one moment each soul and fragment is distinct, and in the next they form an indistinguishable host. You perceive them as a school of fish caught in a tide, a flurry of snowflakes on the wind, a pantry full of fragrant spices.
Then I hope you're satisfied with what you found here.
Godlike.
At least you get to leave this place.
But it was good to be remembered. However briefly.
As the souls of Durgan's battery speak to you, their collective essence takes shape much like Merwol's did. There are scores of them, all torn by conflicting purposes and trapped in the memory of their lost battle. You taste the bitterness of their uncertain existence and feel the persistent ache of centuries. It is a slow, agonizing fate, but you find it in your power to grant them another. What could we do? It'd certainly be good to defend this forge from people who could invade here. But hey, come on. I mean, release. We would release them from Durgan's battery. We're a drifter, and this is keeping them prisoner. And I mean, they didn't really know what they did there. So we'll release them. Release them from Durgan's battery. You're free to roam again. Return to the wheel and seek new lives. You perceive the tenuous connections between the souls and the battery. As you survey them, the souls cry out, some in relief and others in rage. Pressure builds in the ether, which swarms with essence and energy. You cover your ears and grit your teeth against the devastating hum that builds in the core of your soul. Oh my god. Aha. We can use the White Forge now. What a nice story. And we have finished a grand adventure. Paragina returns to the stronghold with 2,900 experience and items. Spoils await in the great old treasury chest. How fittingly. We can use that now? Oh yes, I see. I see. Refined Durgan iron ingot. This iron ingot has been refined by the fires of the White Forge. It can now be used to create the legendary Durgan steel. Let's craft one. Yay! Craft another one. Alright, and now? Refined Durgan iron ingot. What is that, and where is that? Here, or in the ingredients. Here, this iron ingot has been refined by the fires of the White Forge. It can now be used to create the legendary Durgan steel. Oh, interesting. We'll select the recipe. Wait. So we can use the White Forge, but we can't do anything with it yet. What does that mean? Can we go deeper here? It doesn't look like it. So we have found and uncovered the White Forge, and
Yes.
now we're going to leave it here and move upward, probably. The surface of the anvil hums with power. It's warm to the touch. Of course it is warm. There's fire around it. And this is a shorter way, I see. I think. The short way up. Now that was impressive.
By the time you stepped out of Durgan's battery and into the new snow outside, word had already spread of strange lights rising from the fortress and energy crackling in the sky. The survivors of Starward flocked to Durgan's battery, their steps hastened by the promise of peace and prosperity at last. They mended their walls, gathered their strength, and and prepared their town for the new opportunities that were sure to come. And with the voices of Durgan's battery silent at last, none heard the distant groan of something stirring among the peaks, as massive and relentless as an avalanche.
Very good, very good. Oh, we have completed the White March Part 1. To begin the next chapter, rest in any location outside of the White March. The Forgotten Army. Yeah, well, I think we'll need to find another way. This was probably not the right way. Outside of the White March. And where will that be? Probably very close to it. Near Crackhold. Where do we need to go? Back. We need to go to the mines. We need to go through everywhere. And while we do that, playing this game, I think I would associate metal bands with it. I mean, it is medieval, but there's a lot of metal bands which I could see in this atmosphere. Like Arch Enemy. Arch Enemy is one of these bands I would really see in here. They are more modern, but we could have room for them. Then of course Nightwish. Is Nightwish still metal? I don't know, but it would fit in here. And what newer bands would be great in there, I guess. What do you think? What newer bands would you like to hear there? I mean, I'd love In This Moment. That is a pretty creepy metal band for me. There's a lot of growling bands that can do quite a lot. I mean, all of this setting seems to me like, yeah, of course, Blind Guardian. I mean, Blind Guardian is like listening to Baldur's Gate. Let's see. Oh, it's cold here. Can we leave here? I think we can leave here through the battery gate. Look at that. Abaddon. Everywhere Abaddon. And it didn't help them. The good guides, even if these guides were so well produced by Abaddon, they weren't enough. Let's see where we can go now. Will there be another choice for expanded or extended difficulty? We'll see. And I'm excited this was only part 1. I mean, what a great part 1. Be happy to join part 2. Oh, this looks so cool. I'm such a fanboy, my god. It's crazy, but it really looks cool. The soul fires. Strange cold outside of here. I mean, there are few games with better atmosphere than this. Skyrim, of course, that is one thing. Which games would you find very atmospheric? Yeah, let's go back to the Durwood. Where would we go? Maybe to Cardnua. 1 day, 6 hours, we're okay with that. We're back on track. Back to our old home before we go back to the White March. Let's see. Let's see what we can find there. There's probably a lot of treasure in there. Oh, treasure, treasure. Oh, it's quite dark. Let's get inside. The sound of people resting there still. The ghosts of forgotten times. Do we even have a graveyard here in Cardnua? I mean, we have a chapel, but do we have a graveyard? You would usually build a graveyard if you have such a big manor as this. A dear and noble woman. Something you want? We hired her, right?
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
What's the state of the keep? Where to begin? Let's see here. Alright, not much more. Not much more here. Let's see what's in there. The glittering gauntlets, deflection 9 and dazzling. If you get hit, characters get dazed. These beautiful gauntlets are made from a strange form of clear petrified wood that is as strong as iron. Though you recovered them from the Valley of Glass in the Living Lands, it is unclear who made them, or for what purpose. Oh, so many things. So many things stored up here. Let's rest now. I also feel like resting. Let's go for the woodlands trails. And now? As you sleep, you are buoyed and buffeted by the vagaries of dreams. They tumble and thrash about you and fill your mind's eye with pale glittering motes. They resolve into a light snowfall and a biting northerly wind. You recognize the mountains of the White March rising around you, and you shiver. You see Stalwart a few miles away, quiet and still, but for a few curling streams of smoke rising from the chimneys. Durgan's battery is perched above it, its shadow stretching into the valley. Above it all, you hear a deep, slow rhythm. At first it sounds like a distant drumming, but then it grows louder, cracking through the dry air and booming from the mountain peaks. It builds until you feel it reverberating beneath your feet. Watch and listen first. Each thud comes louder and faster than the next. Thunder echoes from the mountaintops as great sheets of ice and snow tumble down the slopes. But the rhythm keeps building, shattering frozen lakes like crystal saucers. New ravines split through the mountains as old chasms fill with snow and scree. A rock slide buries Stalwart and Durgan's battery is shaken into rubble. Shadows rise over the mountains. The vanguard of a massive army, you flee. You tumble from the foothills and bound across the Durwood, feeling the rumble of the advancing army all the while. We'll go to Cardnua. Cardnua rises from the forest, its mended walls reaching out to you like a pair of strong arms. You barricade yourself within the great hall. As the pounding grows closer still, it rattles the foundations of the great keep, and just as the masonry begins shaking loose, you hear an unholy battle cry coming from your courtyard. The ceiling collapses and sends a cascade of bricks and beams onto your head. You struggle to wakefulness, kicking at the bedding knotted around your legs. As you shake free of the last bonds of sleep, you hear a voice whisper something in a language you've never heard, and you see an image of 100 shifting, staring eyes. You awaken, feverishly warm and covered in sweat. There's an army in Stalwart. And what will we find out about it? We'll see that in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel signing out.